Yo, what's up, my fellow sugar cubes? Today we are going to be breaking down a sample from my latest sample pack, Sugary Soundscapes Volume 1. If you want that pack, you can get it completely for free. There's a link in the description. So here's the sample that we're going to be breaking down today. If you're new to the channel, my name is DIETSUGVR. I make sample packs, beats, songs, music. Thanks for tuning in. So this sample consists of 3 different parts. There's a chords layer, a melody layer, and then there's sort of like an atmospheric bass as well. So let's start with the chords. And there's really not much processing at all happening on this. The sound is a sample that I made, and this sample is actually in the sample pack. It's from a one-shot kit that I'm working on. All that I'm doing is I'm panning it slightly to the right, and then I'm adding some randomization to the panning. And what that does is it kind of gives it a lot of stereo separation without me having to really do much. And if you pay attention, the weight of the sound is kind of on the right side, and that's because this little bit of panning that's happening. That's really it. This is a D minor chord progression. This is a really long chord progression that I just made one day. I was just writing chords and it sounded cool with the sound. So the next layer is this plucky layer. And that one is also a one-shot from that one-shot kit. It kind of has this sick growl that happens at the end. So there is like a little bit of almost modulation that ends up happening of the textures because of that growl coming in. It's pretty subtle though. And for this one, all I'm doing is panning it to the left, so opposite of that other layer, increasing the randomness on the panning again, and then rolling off some of the highs because I wanted this to be dark. And then for the melody, I'm really just kind of staying in scale. I'm playing in a harmonic minor scale, which is a really good one if you're going for like a dark melody. It kind of just like walks up a chord and then walks down, if that makes sense. The last layer is this low organ kind of sound. It's pretty simple because it's just a single note and it's acting as a bit of a counter melody to everything, but it's buried in the mix, so it's pretty quiet compared to everything else. And this sound, I'm really not doing any post-processing on it. All of the texture and everything is coming from pigments. So this sound is from an analog lab bank that I'm working on called Granular Colors. There's like a little teaser version of it with all of these sounds that you see right here included in that pack that's in the link in the description. And the sound that I'm using is called Organ, your fave layer. It's a really pretty sounding patch. And I'm playing just a really low note because I like the texture that it had. And it kind of just fit around the other sounds. So all of those together sound like this. It's like a really dark kind of vibe. And a lot of people will roll off their melodies and stuff, the low end of everything, but I tend to not do that when I make samples because I don't know how it's going to be used. So somebody may want it to be in an intro, and in that case, if it was me, I would still want the sample to have all the low end so that I can roll it in or roll it off, as the song progresses and kind of use the sample the way that I would want to use the sample. With the melody, I just made kind of like an A-B section. So A, B, just to give the sample a bit of room to breathe. One of the things that I like to do when I make samples like this is I just throw a drum loop on top of it that is completely unrelated to whatever I'm making. I just pick a random one. until one kind of feels right. Yeah, check it out. It's pretty dope. I think I like the vibe of it a lot. I feel like it's like perfectly ready for a vocal because it's just so wide already that middle mono kind of mid-range space is just got like a nice little pocket where a vocal can fit. And the drums cut through really well, so that tells me that it's mixed well enough already that I don't really have to do much, which means to me it's done. That's the breakdown. It's really quite a simple set of layers. They just work really well together. I felt like it was quite inspiring without much effects just due to the processing that I've already done to make those samples, what's happening in that Pigments preset. If you want a breakdown on how I did some of that stuff, how I made the samples, that Pigments preset, feel free to let me know in the comments and I will do a breakdown of that stuff as well. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. If you thought this was cool, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff like this. If you want that sample pack, feel free to go download it completely for free. It also includes a few bonuses like an analog lab bank, a Foley one-shot pack, and some granular one-shots that can be used for melodies and stuff like this. I hope you thought that this was cool. If you did, leave me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Peace.